Stampers, it's the Pampered Stamper, and happy Monday to you. Monday means it's time for Cheer Corner, and Cheer Corner means that together we can change the world one card at a time. So I'm really happy to be here with you, and I'm especially happy to be doing live videos again. Last week it worked, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it works again this week. It's just so nice to be able to craft with you and watch your comments come through at the same time. And I'm doing a new thing. So last week was the first time that I did a sketch challenge, and I'll show you in a minute. I was inspired by the new annual catalog. And if you have it, check on page 22 on the bottom, and there's actually 20 sketches. So we are going to be doing a sketch a week. Hello, Roz. You got to catch me live. So nice to see you. So we're going to be doing a sketch every week for 20 weeks. That's a long time. That'll take us right through the summer. That's about a third, more than a third of the year. So I'm really bad for this because I'm supposed to be making one card for Cheer Corner, but I get so excited about the sketch and about all the things that I can share with you that I've made more than one card. Well, I didn't make the card. I just kind of have the pieces together and I kind of have an idea of what we're going to do. And I'm going to keep talking while I switch my camera, okay? And before we get started, I promised you I would pick a winner. Now here again, I'm in trouble. I didn't check like right up to the last minute, but when I checked about a half an hour ago, there were only Kylie and Sharon who had posted cards. And guess what? Both Kylie and Sharon are on my team. So I didn't want to pick. I didn't want to do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So both Kylie and Sharon are going to get Happy Mail, and I'm going to put in some embellishments in their card as well for them to use later. So thank you to Kylie and Sharon for participating in the sketch. They both made beautiful cards. And yeah, I think it's a great idea. And so I'm hoping that more people will share pictures of their cards this week with the sketch. And I'm going to be doing different cards so I can show you, there's wiggle room in how you interpret the sketch. Okay, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. You can kind of loosely interpret how it's going to look. That's what makes it fun. So let me go back over here and I'm going to switch. And here is this is page 22. And I'm going to zoom in. And we're doing sketch number 2, which is this one right here. Okay. It's a simple one, but you know what? You're going to see that even with simple, it can get complicated. You can definitely pick what you're going to do. And so, of course, there's going to be tips and tricks because as I'm creating, I'm sharing things. So I kind of laid out my stuff. I wanted to use this zinnia paper. I'd already come up with 2 other ideas, and I thought, no, Jackie, you need to stick a little closer to the sketch. So this is the zinnia, the flowering zinnias paper. And this one, You're Such a Blessing, comes from a new set. So this is the something new. And it's called Grateful Blessing. And I love it. I think it's really perfect for Cheer Corner. Yeah, I like this. I didn't use the flowers at all. I'm just using the words. But I really, really love this set. So I'm really happy about that. And then this banner, because this looks just like the sketch, right? And you can choose whether you mat this or not. I didn't want to add another mat, but I wanted to use this, and it comes from, can you guess where it comes from? Hello, Betty. You can hardly hear me. Okay, let me check. I've got my volume up all the way. Roz, are you having a hard time hearing me? I had checked in my settings on, let's see, I'm going to go back to system preferences and see if I can go to sound. Input volume, output volume is all the way up, okay? Let's see, it's all the way up, so that's good. And I don't know why the input, I'm going to move the input as well. Does that help? You know what? I'm doing them both up all the way to the top, so we'll see what happens. Okay. I hope that helps. Thank you for letting me know. And let's see. Nice do. Oh, so Roz, you're having a hard time too with the sound. And what about you, Mimi? Are you having a hard time with the sound? You know what that means? That means I have to get an external speaker because that is not fun because I have a pretty loud voice. When I use my phone to record my videos, it seems to go really well. So I will talk a little bit louder, okay, guys? And then it says check your internet connection. I don't know if that's the problem, but let me just check. Sounds like the gods of the internet are not helping this time. Okay, very soft sound. All right, thank you for letting me know. I'm going to talk a little bit louder, even though it sounds really awkward. I will do that. Okay, well, let's get started. So when I did this, I thought, you know, it doesn't really fit. It's going off the sides a little bit. So if I turn it this way, it will fit. Oh yeah, and I got distracted. Okay. So, okay, and Jean can hear me just fine. So that's good. Some can hear, some can't. This is the Nested Essentials dies, and they're just in a big mess. I've ordered more magnetic sheets. Oh, it's better now. Okay, Betty, that's great. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so maybe something happened when I changed things in my computer. So I'm getting some magnetic sheets, and then this will look a lot nicer, but I do love these Nested Essential dies. So that's what I'm using on the first card. I'm tucking them away so I don't leave too big of a mess. And then I thought that I would use Berry Burst. There's all kinds of colors in this zinnia paper, and I'm going to use the Berry Burst. I just need to get a block. Let's lay this on here. And I have ordered a big eraser. Apparently, if you take an eraser and rub it over your new photopolymer stamp, it will stamp better. But you can also, I'm just doing it on my denim jacket, and we're going to see if that makes a difference. Oftentimes, the first time you stamp with a photopolymer stamp, it doesn't always end up with a really good image. So let's find out. Hopefully, this will be okay. And so I'm going on a little bit of an angle and down a little bit because I want to put a piece of ribbon over the top. Oh yeah, okay, that worked out perfectly. Okay, happy squirrel. So that was Berry Burst, okay? And now I'm going to show you tip number 2 for this card. This glimmer paper, I believe, is an online exclusive, and it comes in, I'm just going to grab my laptop. It comes in Berry Burst, Old Olive, and white. Now, to me, it looks a little bit more like a melon mambo and more of a limey color, but it's just beautiful paper. But the thing is, glimmer paper is more money, so you want to save. So I wanted a matte on this card, and it's 4 1/8 by 6 1/8. Look what I did. I used the die from the citrus blooms, and I cut out a big piece, and then I used this die, also from citrus blooms, and look, I got this piece. So this is going to end up on another card. Isn't that beautiful? And then I used the die in the middle, and I got this piece. So we're going to get 3 cards out of that one piece of glimmer paper. So this you'll see later on, maybe next week, who knows, but stay tuned for my Instagram, YouTube, whatever, it's going to show up. So now, my next favorite thing is the assorted memories and more cards and envelopes. So you get 10 small ones, 10 big ones, and I have one ready to go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put this piece of glimmer paper on first. So I like to use liquid adhesive, just a little bead going all the way around. The trick is to use a thin bead of glue so it doesn't ooze out, especially on the really narrow parts. And then I should have a tiny little white edge still. Trying to pick it up carefully that I don't get glue on my fingers. It's almost inevitable. Okay, so if I put my bottom corners down and slide it just a little bit. There. See, and the trick for that, another reason to cut out the middle, hello Glenda, another reason to cut out the middle of your glimmer paper is that paper doesn't stick well to glimmer paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put adhesive in the hole, and I'll put some on the corners because I mean it might work, so it'll help a little bit. And then I'm going to just put that on here. And then I just have that little hint of green going around. Okay. Now, don't forget, you get to nominate someone to get this card. And I would love for you to play around and make a card yourself. So now we're going to take this paper, and it's all the same. This is all paper from the zinnias, the flowering zinnias paper. I might pop this one up. I'm just going to leave it for a minute. And then instead of another rectangle, I did this in here. And so that looks pretty cool. And then the last touch is going to be, if I can find it on my table, I have some really beautiful ribbon. But you know what? I'm live. I can't pause the video. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Here we go. And I was going to show you what's here, literally in front of my face. But look at this. It's, oh, yeah, here it is. It's called, let's see, this is new. And it's, well, it's striped trim. It doesn't have a really great name. Iridescent. It's iridescent ribbon. And it's got a little stripe to it. And I forget which suite this was a part of, but I bought it in a suite. So what I'm going to do is just tie it around here in a little knot. I don't like to waste ribbon. I don't like to waste anything. Although the one thing I will waste is noodles in soup. I don't like pasta in my soup for the most part. So that's the one thing I will pick out of my food. So that's your Jackie trivia for today. What's neat about this iridescent ribbon is it kind of picks up on the color that you're using. So I see a little shimmer of the berry burst in here. My ribbon scissors are completely at large. I will take a picture of my desk after this video is over, and it will make your hair rise on end. If you are an OCD person, you will just be, it's just a disaster waiting to happen. But now, oh yeah, I found them. They fell off my desk. I have my ribbon scissors. Okay, good. All right, so what we're going to do is, because I have this ribbon on here, I'm going to pop this layer up and I'm going to keep this layer flat. Okay, that's the way it's going to be. At first, I waited, right? So wait, when you're putting your card together, kind of play it by ear and don't make all the decisions right away. I was going to pop this up, but if I'm going to pop this up as well, that might be just a bit too much popping. So, there. So we're just going to put this one on flat, and then we're going to pop up the other one. And I love combining patterns. So generally speaking, if you're going to have a big, bold pattern, you can combine it with a pattern that is a tiny little pattern. So this works really well. And I think it would have looked nice with another mat, but sometimes less is more, okay? You don't always have to mat everything. Okay, I found my dimensionals. They are hiding, but I found them. Super proud of myself. I have 3 stuck together though. That's not so good. It's not good at all, but they're still sticky, so we're doing okay. This is a little piece of dimensionals that I got in a kit. So kits are great. They give you more than what you need. And if you're looking for new stamping buddies, the best way to get them is to invite them over to make a kit with you, okay? People love creating, they just don't know it. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop that up in between. And there's our first card. I could add some gems. These are the in color gems, and I think that I could get away with adding the pretty in pink. It's close enough. And even the petunia pop might work. So I'm going to try. Let's see, pretty in pink. Especially if I take it off here. If I put it on the middle part, then you'll see that it's not the right color. See? Oh, it's okay. It doesn't really need any. You know what? It doesn't need anything. Oh, now I've got something on it. Oh, goodness gracious. I think that the sticky part came off. I have berry burst on my finger, and now we've got ourselves into a royal mess. Okay, we're not going to do that. Okay, put it all away, Jackie. We are ready for card number 2. And for card number 2, this morning, so I was going to get to this part of the story. Thanks, Roz. Hi, Anna. So nice. A rainy, stormy day in Milton, Georgia. Great day to play. I know whenever it's bad weather, that's such a perfect day. Most people get upset about bad weather, but we just say, oh, it's a great day for the craft room. So what I did this morning was I organized. I've been traveling so much, and then I had visits from family, which was great. So I still had retired stamps on my shelf, and I had new stuff in a box. And then the box went with I had a fantastic card class on Saturday, and I took all my new stuff with to show them. But then I went through all the stuff on my shelf, and I thought, is this one still current? So I typed it all in, and it tells me whether or not it's current. And this one is current, and I haven't used it in forever. So then I opened it up, and I thought, oh, look at these fun dies. And even the shape was right for the sketch. So I use these for the next card. All right, so this is, let me just check. On the back, I tuck that in. So these are the Sentimental Park dies, 160566. Okay, and look at this. Like, they look pretty, just laying there like this, see? And I thought, wow, I wonder how that works, because it's been a while, right? This will go here. Wow, look at this. It's so genius. So what I did was, here it is in white. And then I thought, instead of stamping on white, I want to stamp on Lemon Lolly. And look at this. It tucks in like so. And then you just kind of have to bend it a little, make a little kind of curve, and then tuck it in. And then this little flower tucks in too, and then you kind of move it a little bit, and oh, it takes a little bit. There, look how pretty this is. Isn't that lovely? Doesn't that just scream spring, wedding, baby? Anyway, so what I did, I'm going to take this out again. So this is going to be the focal point of our card, and I used, let me see. Oh yeah, I did. I used this set, Friends for Life. And that Friends for Life comes with, let me open it up. Did you take a good look at it? All right. Look at the dies. The dies have the big friend outline, and then they have the small friend, and then I just use the friend, and I use this long one. And another day we'll use all the rest. So I was excited about that. And let me just grab the paper that goes with it. Okay, it's right here. Look at this. This has inspired me to buy some watercoloring books and to learn how to do this. And it's just beautiful paper. I love it. It's vibrant, it's colorful, it's artsy. And we're using it today. What's it called? Full of life. And I think that suits us all, doesn't it? It's good to be full of life. My mother is still full of life. I'm so grateful. Okay, so look, I stamped this in Versamark and white embossed it. Okay, so this is on Lemon Lolly. And then we're going to tuck it in. And then on the other side, you just kind of curve it a little bit and then tuck it in. And make sure you get under all those little petals, otherwise it won't go right. And you kind of have to play with it a little bit. And then, watch this. We're going to use the Large Memories and More cards again. Oh, I'm so glad, Jennifer, that it's better. Wonderful. So look. Oh, I've got another one here. Got to hide what I'm going to do because I have some surprises. So I purposely kept it. I cut it's 6x6 paper, and I purposely kept the yellow in here. And see, and then here it is, like if you wanted to highlight a different color, it still works with the yellow, but look at the difference. So here it is on this color, and now watch how much nicer it fits with the yellow being highlighted. So great, great, great paper. Okay, so now, and very easy, right? It doesn't need ribbon. It doesn't really need anything else. So this is a simple version of the sketch. It doesn't have a square or anything like that, but yeah. Okay, so the Memories and More cards sometimes aren't scored perfectly, so then I sometimes fold it the other way. Just put the two corners together, hold firmly, and then just grab a block and use the block as a bone folder. So now we're going to take this pretty paper, and it's a great cheer corner card. So don't forget to nominate someone. Don't forget to play along. And if you haven't ordered from the new catalog yet, you've got a few more days to get the best deal ever, and that's the starter kit. In Canada, it's $135. You get to pick out $165 worth of stuff. And you get the free in color, the 5 ink pads, the 5 markers, the in color cardstock, and a 6x6 pack of paper. Okay, we need some dimensionals. I tell everybody this because it's the best deal and there's no strings attached. So it's a great way to get your toes wet, to see if you like having access to everything Stampin' Up. And then you can decide if you want to keep getting your discount or not. So after you get the starter kit, you get a 20% discount on your orders. And you don't ever have to teach a class. See, I'm just going to lay this on here gently. Does it need any ribbon, or is it fine just the way it is? I think it's fine. If I was going to add ribbon, I would maybe just do a little banner. Let's see, tuck that under a little bit. I don't think it needs a banner. I think it's too much if I add ribbon. Yeah, I like it plain and simple, just like that. So now I'll press it down and we have our card. So, yeah, back to the starter kit. It's just a great thing. So most people get hung up on the fact that there's a quarterly minimum that you have to buy or sell. And that is around 400 Canadian dollars every 3 months. Don't worry about it. If that doesn't happen, you just lose your discount, and you get about 6 months where you get to use the discount and you get to have access behind the scenes. It's fun, right? My thing is, you know what, give it a try, see what you think, and then you can add it to the things that you've done. Okay, are you ready for the last card? And I'm not going to talk about the starter kit anymore. If you're interested, if I've piqued your interest, let me know. I'll happily answer your questions. So now there's this paper. Now, you've got to remember this was 6x6. I've cut it down to 4x6. And then I wanted to use this set with the friend die cut. So look what I did. Here is the outline. And I used the paper. Okay, so you'll see that it's slightly, can you tell that it's ombre? It goes from dark to light. See, I cut it out of the paper, the leftover bit. And then this is Coastal Cabana. This is the skinny part. Now, how are we going to get that on there? I could have used an adhesive sheet to make a sticker out of it. But since I didn't do that and I was too lazy, I didn't want to give myself the time. Now I need to find my silicone mat. I had the silicone mat waiting for me. I cleaned it off and I had everything laying ready. And guess what? It is not where I thought it would be, which means I've moved it. It's not good. We might have to, you know what we're going to do? We're not going to use the silicone mat. I have this thick piece of acetate. Let me just check underneath something. Oh, I found it. It was under my glimmer paper. All right. Silicone mat, a little bit of adhesive. This is another tip in case you're new to my channel. You can nominate right away, Jean, if you want. But you can message me if it's like something, if the person is going through a hard time and you feel like it's private information that they might not want other people to know, then you can just message me. But otherwise you can nominate. Say, you know what, I nominate my neighbor because, yeah, her husband just died and she's feeling lonely. Like, that's not like sensitive information. Like, everybody knows that knows her, right? They would know that. So, yeah. So I'm just using a sponge dauber and spreading this out a little bit. And then I'm just dabbing on my die cut. And what that does is it stops the adhesive from puddling and oozing. Okay. It just spreads a thin layer. Okay. Now I'm just going to move that out of the way and lay it down. Oh. Now it's stuck to my fingers a little bit. That's not ideal. And just start on the one end, tap it down, and the rest will sort of follow. And there we go. And there. Okay. Now I have to say, if you guys are really sticklers for detail, the little eye for the friend is still living on my table. I'm going to add it later, and I will just use a pokey tool to do that. I'll put a tiny little dot of glue on the eye to add that. I've also used just a blends and cheated and not bothered with that tiny little piece of cardstock. Okay, so we have the friend and we have this paper. And now we're going to grab an other Memories and More card. And I always use the big ones first. I have to admit that. Here we go. And again, the dots aren't, it's not perfect. So use a block. Now we've got a nice crease. And then I want this to be on the right side, that starburst. Let me just move that out of the way. And we'll put that on a card. Don't forget to play along with the sketch, okay? Because I'd love to see what you guys do as well. Here we go. Oh, that goes on the other side. And then we just slide it into place. I love that the white kind of makes it it looks so nice. I love it when pretty paper makes it easy to make a nice card. So now instead of this would work just like that, but I want to ground it, and I used that. And guess where that's from? I found something else this morning in my cleaning up. And guess what? It's not here. I have to get up for a minute. It's on my table. It's worth waiting for. There, that wasn't long. It's called Something Fancy, and it's still current. I'm not using the words, although the words are really nice. You matter to so many with deepest sympathy. May the good you do come back to you. Here's to beautiful beginnings and happily ever afters. It's just a great saying. It's a grateful for the everyday magic of you. So I was happy to rediscover my stamp set. But look at this. There's all kinds of dies, big dies. And these are just plain dies. Excuse me. They are not like stitched or anything. So that can be nice for clean and simple. And so there's lots of dies, and I'll give you the number. So I was really happy to discover that. I think it's a great set. Now I'm going to close it. It's called Something Fancy Dies, and it's number 160424. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this like so on my piece of vellum, and this is important because vellum, you can't just put dimensionals under vellum because it's going to show, and that then it looks ugly. It's like I have a pet peeve when someone is wearing a sheer blouse and then they've left the tags inside, and then you see the tag through the blouse and it just ruins the beautiful blouse, I think. So I've got a bit of a thing with that. So I'm just going to lay this on like so, and now I'm going to turn it around. And then I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals, and I'm just going to put the mini dimensionals behind where the paper is so that you won't see them. And then we're going to pop this up on the card. See, and that's the trick to adhering something on vellum. So I'm going to just take those off. You can use your pokey tool to do this too. You take your pick tool. Okay, and now I didn't want to cover up this beautiful card, so that's why I wanted to use a vellum, because then you could still see the design through it. See? And I'm not done yet, because this one's going to go to Canada. I stamped in Versamark on the paper. See, it's a piece cut off from here. And I embossed in white. And I'm just going to put that right here. So I'm just going to put a little liquid adhesive on that end. So I love this die because it makes it look like a brush stroke. So you know what? This is why I fell in love with Stampin' Up. It makes me feel artistic. And we all need to feel that way, because we don't often naturally feel that way. Look at that. So 3 completely different cards with the same sketch. And I can't remember where my last one went. Oh. It was also, oh, here it is. I found it. You guys can tell me which one your favorite is. And you can see that I'm pretty clean and simple as far as I hesitate to add gems and things because I just love the clean and simple look of the cards. I'm just moving some stuff so you can see them all. All right. And then if you nominate someone, you can let me know which card you want them to have. Now, I'm going to give this middle one away to my friend, but I could make another one, so that's not a problem. I think they're beautiful. So thank you so much for joining me for Cheer Corner. I hope you enjoyed it. I will post this up to YouTube as well. So if you're watching later on YouTube, I'm so glad you found my channel. So I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in both the Netherlands and in Canada. And if you don't have a demonstrator yet, I would love to be your demonstrator or your team leader. And together we're going to have a lot of fun in the Stampin' Up! World. And if you order from me, you do get a PDF tutorial bundle as a thank you. So that will spark your creativity and get you going. I hope you have a super day. Thanks so much. And remember, together